and you'll be ending at the beach, Golden Sand Beach, for a party and dinner. It's gonna be cool. I've got an intro prepared, dude. We're here at the Ride Companion, okay? So I was gonna come in hot with an intro. I've got a small piece of paper from my shopping. Got my Madeira hat on, dude. Right, you ready? Right, you ready? Okay, so I've mentioned the island of Madeira too many times to count on this podcast. I never stop going on about the riding, and we are here right now. We're here not only with Chefe, I wrote here, that's the boss, right?
Yeah.
Is that quite good?
Yeah, how'd you say it? It's more Spanish, but it's
How do you say it in Portuguese?
you could say like o patrão,
O patrão.
le patron, you know?
El patrón.
Patron, something like that. It's similar, yeah.
Your take me.
You know, well,
Right, well, so you're not, you are actually the boss, man. You are the boss, because you are the trail builder, chief trail builder on the island, chief race organizer. You've done it. Hey, it's John Fernandes, everyone. John Fernandes, welcome to the Ride Companion.
right. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, no worries, dog. Thank goodness that intro. I mean, it's
such a pleasure to be here. For me, you guys are doing a great job. I love watching it. I don't watch much YouTube. I don't watch much like Instagram reels or whatever, but you guys, I know what it is, but you make such about it, creative, and I like it.
No, thanks for tuning in. I like the idea of you watching it over here.
No, it's great. Good job.
Also, thanks for the lap of the island that we've had. So we're, just to put context, I'm out here at the moment with Goodyear, and you've been showing us around, helping us like scout for the filming that we've been doing for the last couple of days. So
True.
we got some banger laps in, and actually so much has changed since I was last here.
Yeah, I guess it's part of our work, you know. We're consistently trail building and making the island better and better. So yeah, it's good that you notice it. It means we're doing a good job, I guess.
Look, big time, yeah.
Yeah, we're maintaining trails, improving what we've done in the past wrong, and making trails longer, building new ones, opening up new areas, and just making riding better on the island, I guess.
So how long was it when I was last here? We worked this out. This was
just after COVID, I think. Yeah, it was like one of the first places you could shoot on, I guess. And after lockdown.
I came back after on a holiday, but anyway, it's like the trails have been changed. Like they've changed loads since. There's loads of new additions. You've got people working on them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for us, it was quite obvious when we founded the company, me and both my business partners, Philippe and Rob, that we needed a full-time trail builder right from the start. So our first employee was Alex, and he's actually the chief. I think you've met him. He's like always with a smile on his face. He's like a machine in a human being. He like digs Monday to Friday all year round in the roasting sun or in the snow if needed, and it's an 8-hour job Monday to Friday, like I just said, all year round. And it's, I mean, the trails are what people come for, you know. That's why people want a mountain bike, because if you bought a bike and you went out and rode the trail for the first time and it was so gnarly that you didn't have the skill to ride it properly, eventually you'll just leave the bike at home and start playing tennis, go fishing or whatever.
Yeah, I actually, it's so true. I noticed when we're riding and you're like, I'll hit a trail and I'll be so happy with it. We'll get to the end of it and you'll just be like, there are a few braking bumps. Like a true perfectionist, completely spoiled.
I'm so spoiled by now all the time. Yeah, I'm so spoiled by now because I know how it is to ride all these trails fresh in the best conditions. And at the same time, I also want to deliver the best experience to people that are riding with me on my island, you know. And like when I go down the trail, it's a bit rutted, or if it's a bit too like if it's Madeira, if you got the Madeira ice on it, it's hard to like. You struggle a bit with the traction, and I'm like, oh fuck, I think they're not liking it, because you know but actually people don't know any better, and they come out at the end of the ride, they're like so excited, they're like, wow, the best ride of my life nearly, you know. So yeah, I just have to ignore that a bit.
The perfectionist. Right, so you've got basically a choice of every time I come in, I ride like new stuff, and sometimes I end up not even knowing where I am on the island. I'll end up doing completely new, like whole new sections. The island wasn't always like that, right?
No, definitely.
What was it like growing up?
It was, yeah, I mean, I think I fell in love with mountain biking since I saw like the first like DH races on Eurosport back when I was like 10. And then I know eventually at some point, I was 10, and I was going for a drive with my dad back then up in the hills. And I saw a couple of rides come out of the forest. I was like, whoa, I want to do that. I was like, wow, I need to find out who the hell these guys are. And then eventually I found a little bike shop, and I met some people, and I just wanted to like I would save up all the money, because I grew up with my grandparents. So they would give me like 20 euros a week for lunch when I was a kid. And it would be like an euro each day of the school day, like from Monday to Friday, like an euro each day. Now I'd save up 20 euros by the end of the month, buy bits of pieces for a new bike. It was hilarious. Anyway, eventually I met those people, I started helping them out. Like there was already little races being organized. I'd always loved to help people out and go taping, go building. Since I was a kid, really, since I was 10.
That was always hand in hand, like building.
Yeah, no, so it was just, for me, it was obvious. I just loved it. I just loved digging trails and riding. For me, it was the same, you know. Nowadays, unfortunately, I think, yes, the sport's grown quite a bit, and now people don't appreciate what they have, like a lot of the kids, you know.
Yeah, you noticed that, yeah, because it's already there.
Yeah, it's already there. A lot of people don't understand it. I mean, when we started the company, we had about like 10 trails on the island. When I started riding about 25 years ago, there was about 4 or 5 trails on the island. I mean, when we started the company about 10 years later, there was about 10, and nowadays there's about 40, 60 tracks that we've built. There's about 200 kilometers of single track on the island, which is insane, considering it's one small company that maintains and builds these trails. And it's all funded by what we earn from our guiding service and our events, like Trans Madeira. It's fascinating. I mean,
all right, can we backpedal a little bit? Because
sorry.
no, not at all, but there's so many things that I think are super interesting. So like, you're growing up, everyone's growing up, building tracks, riding bikes, loving it. You're in quite a unique location, I would say, but maybe did you realize that?
No, not at all.
No, you don't, do you? When you're a kid, you don't. So you're talking about basically 10 tracks and a load of mountain biking, and you're very passionate about it.
Yeah.
At what point did you actually think like, oh, we have something here that would be like worth making into a business?
I can remember that easily. So like, yeah, growing up, for me, one of the meccas in Europe for riding was Port de Soleil, Morzine, Ligier, and all that stuff. And eventually, when I was like 21, back in 2009, I think, I went there. I went there with a bunch of friends. I was so excited. It was great. Yeah, awesome. We all were riding down DH bikes back then. But then at the end of the week, I was like, well, I expect a bit more from this trip. I felt like I was stuck on one valley for the whole week, and I didn't see much. I thought I was going to see way more, because coming from Madeira, you've got trails spread across the island, and you're like going on mini road trips, you know, and see completely new faces, completely distinct faces on the island. Like, it's like going through different countries. And I came back and I was like, man, if I can build really good trails across the whole island, a bit more suitable for different types of riding, for more abilities, you know, skill levels. It's just a raw diamond we've got back home, and if we concentrate on the trail building, I think a lot of people will come and visit us, and it will work out. But I mean, I wasn't sure, but after coming from there, that's when I decided, all right, I want to invest in this. I was about to go to university back then. Now I decided, well, no, I'm not going to go to university. I'm not going to leave the train, because I already had met my business partners back then. And we started chatting, and eventually, like, it started super slow. I mean, we built up a Facebook page. We had like, we bought a little van, cost us like 900 euros. That belonged to some nuns, and and each one of us had an enduro. We had just bought an enduro bike, and we had our downhill bike, so we had each one 2 bikes, and those were our first rentals. We had 3 enduro bikes and 3 DH bikes, and we just started to try to get in touch with magazines, and eventually one of them answered us, which was Wide Open Mag.
Yeah.
Wide Open Mag.
So this is actually how I saw, because it was a Jacob Gibbins trip with Mark
Scott and John Fernandes.
Yeah.
Back.
That's all one image.
Yeah. Exactly. So that was actually, we started the process of building. We started the process of building our social media, taking photos, building itineraries, building tracks, and eventually we got in contact with some magazines. That was in first week of 2014. So Jacob came with Mark and Sam. It was a great week. I was actually a bit nervous because I never had proper feedback from like well-traveled riders, and they came and they were like, I was like always saying, hey Jacob, hey Sam, Mark, I'm not sure if you like this, but I'll show you. I think you might like it. And they were like, whoa, dude, it's insane. How come no one's ever been here, you know? And I'm like, whoa.
I really love the idea that I even when you started saying it then that you'd gone to Port de Soleil.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to say, in the end, like, I thought you were going to go, oh, look, I went to Port de Soleil, I was blown away by the business, and I thought about what potential I could do. But I like the way that you went to Port de Soleil and you were like, man, it's a bit boring. And it's like almost better at home. Like, that's so sick.
And back then we like I said, about 8-10 tracks only on Adam. But I could see the potential, definitely.
Dude, to put in context, those 8 to 12 tracks are probably all 20 minutes longer from 1,800 meters to sea level, and like,
yeah, there's some pretty long tracks on the island, definitely.
What do you think it is about the island itself? In fact, I wanted to make this bit. Sometimes we do bits that like almost like designed for clips, and this is like almost one of them.
Yeah.
Like, can you explain kind of why, like, the diversity of Madeira from a north, south, east, west perspective?
I can, for sure, yes. So, I mean, the north is where the predominant winds come, so it's more green, it's normally more wet, especially in the winter. And it's steeper and more rocky, big time. Northeast, you've got like ancient long trails, one of them since I started riding, which is their iconic Porto da Cruz trail. Goes like 8 kilometers from the top of Funchal, top of Madeira, down to the northeast. There's really techie stuff there on the northeast and southeast. You've got the iconic Boca do Risco trail, which is the queen stage of the Enduro World Series, and there's some coastal stuff through cactuses, a bit more dry because you're coming already down to the south. And then into, like, let's go a bit more, there's plenty of stuff and ridgelines on above Funchal as well, which is a bit more in the open and fast, and then into the eucalyptus, which is great. Well, it's a bit hard to actually put this. It's a bit hard to put this in the.
It's not like regions, is it? I mean, from my perspective, it's like the top feels quite like alpine and like green and for sure open, and then you go into like the eucalyptus is so different to that. For me, from my perspective, it's like going from like Fort William and then going into somewhere in Australia. Like the eucalyptus is like red dirt and dust.
So the north is mainly green. The forest is Laurie Silver Forest, endemic forest classified by UNESCO as Natural World Heritage. The south is way more dry, and you have mainly alpine stuff, like low vegetation at top, and then down you start getting the eucalyptus and some pines mixed up. The west is where you get the gentle ridges with a gentle gradient. I mean, quite long and fast without much rock or roots, so you can build like fast trails, good to build jumps as well.
I've been in the west today. I think the west is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
from this trip, the west has been my
Yeah, I think for me as well, it depends on your kind of riding. I mean, if you like going fast, if you like jumpy, poppy, playful trails that you can attack one instead of like being on the safe side all the time, the West is the one for sure.
Preston preferred the East.
Did he?
Yeah. How interesting.
Yeah. I went down that coastal trail through the rock, all the rock gardens and tight switchbacks and stuff, and he liked it.
Yeah.
I remember that for sure, big time. I love the West, but if Madeira was only the West, I probably wouldn't have to stop it.
It's true. Yeah.
Like I would just get bored of it, and I'm a type of guy that once I start doing the same thing for a while, I just get burned out, and I need to find something different, and that's probably why I've lived here basically nearly all my life. And I still love it, and I'm still inspired by Madeira all the time. I was out today scouting for another shoot, and I was taking more pictures than the people I was with, and I was like blown away as if it was the first time. I'm like, yes, man, this forest, these trails, these views, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to start shooting.
Yeah. It's a pretty unique place, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's literally.
If you get bored of the Surrey Hills, you can easily go to how do you call it, where CP lives?
The Sheffield by bike. It's only half an hour away.
Yeah. Okay, you've got you different. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Sheffield is that different to the Surrey, but
no, I completely hear you. Well, that's the level of difference between different zones here is literally that.
It's so different. Like, it's completely different. I mean, you've been here plenty of times, and you can see like the landscapes, how they change, forests, how they change. Even in one single trail, in one trail, you go through so much.
Yeah,
and that's inspiring. It feels like you've got something unique to offer, and that's what makes me motivated to keep on pushing.
I think I can see that, because as well, if you were just sort of like plodding around showing people the same old trails, it wouldn't be the same experience. But if you're like when you're hyped, it's contagious. You've got to see this trail. Like,
exactly,
you've taken.
If you're a bored guy,
yeah,
and if our trail building crew is bored of what they're doing, the company will start to collapse.
Yeah,
you have to keep people motivated and entertained, and I can feel it. Like, I haven't been trail building much lately, or I've spent months and months of. I've always built all my life. I had to build the first trail I rode. I had to build it myself, and when I'm up there months in a row eating cold food out of my Tupperware and with the crew all the time, and they're like, "Oh man, John, let's just go somewhere else. Like, I'm fucking bored of building on this area. Always the same thing. Let's go." And they really need it. They need to feel like they're building on different kinds of tracks and different surroundings.
Yeah,
and the guides are the same. I mean, it's not easy a task to be a guide. Definitely not. And if you've got a cool playground to play with, it just gets better. And it's all connected. Like, guides connect, tell the trail builders what's going on. Trail builders build the trails and leave them in fresh conditions. And the guides they're stoked. They then give that. They give the best service to the guests. Yeah. He's like, everyone's smiling and everyone comes back at the end of the day stoked, and it's awesome.
It's good. It's like a weird ecosystem when you think about it. You like almost accidentally made. Well, I guess it's what happens naturally anyway. If you get a hill and you get a load of people that want to ride bikes down it, what happens? But you made it to business. It's good.
Olly's just nipped to the bathroom, so I thought I'd just have a quick HUEL break, which is actually the perfect segue into this ad. We are extremely excited to welcome HUEL to the podcast. If, like me, you end up running late, you don't have time for breakfast, and you just end up starving all the time, like I do, we've all been there, all right? You're racing around, you're trying to do meetings, you're doing school pickups, which I don't do. Whatever it is, you're going to need something delicious, easy, quick, nutritious to fill the void. So this podcast is now sponsored by HUEL, HUEL, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand with over 400 million meals sold worldwide. Yes, you heard it right. That's 400 million. HUEL is trusted by people just like you and me to fuel their days with convenient, complete nutrition. So you can now actually try it for yourself with our exclusive discount code. You can get 10, in fact, no, we're not doing 10. We're going to do 15% off with our code RIDE at HUEL.com. But I also want to tell you about my personal favorite, okay? Strawberry banana. My two favorite things. I love strawberries. I love bananas. You can't go wrong with putting them together. Plus adding 35 grams of protein. These things leave you feeling full and you're not like scratching around for food in gas stations. You're not grabbing a quick fast food meal or whatever. You can actually tick that nutritional deficiency off with a good quality product. So yeah, this is my personal favorite. I also love the new black edition, the ready to drink. It's got another whopping 35 grams of protein, 27 different vitamins and minerals, and it all comes in one handy bottle. Basically it tastes like milkshake, and who doesn't love milkshake? So that's 15% off with code RIDE at HUEL.com. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with HUEL. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Biking. Cheers, HUEL.
We are back on. What a good ad that was as well. Were you into that?
Oh, I loved it.
That's dangerous you said that. You don't know what it... Right, I've jumped the gun a bit. I was going to move on to some of the events you've done, but I realised that I always do this with podcasts. I go on like tangents and then you end up...
Hey, mate, I can't. I thought you're not going to be here today. You've been flat out riding for...
No, we're doing it 7 days. Mate, we're doing it and I got my hat on. We're good.
Get stoked.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Love your hat.
So, thanks, brother. So back to the early days of magazine trips. So Jacob, I would say, is one the...
Yeah.
It was Jacob's photos that definitely first brought my attention to the island.
Yeah.
I'd really not like from a UK perspective, what people would say of the island is it's mild.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people go to retire there.
Sure.
You know, like the imagery is genuine.
Was it,
Still, if I tell someone I'm going to Madeira and they don't ride,
Yeah.
everyone that rides obviously knows, but if I tell someone I'm going to Madeira and they don't ride, they think of it as like the classic.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the oldest tourism destinations in Europe. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's always been like that. It's good to see that it has changed a bit, and and have helped a bit towards that. We have company.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So things started picking up around then. How did you know to work with like magazines and stuff?
Yeah, I just thought it would be a great way of promoting the company, and it did work really well. And actually, we're kind of like Jacob, Sam. We're kind of like same age. We got really well together, along together. It was a great trip, great content. And then I remember last day Jacob was here. He looked at me. Hey, John, who would be the rider that you would love to have out here next? And I was like, wow, what a question. And I was like, well, Brendan Fairclough. He was like, I never thought it would happen. Like, he was my idol. I grew up riding a downhill bike. And I just looked at him, I just loved the style, love what he was doing. And never even thought in my best dreams I would ever meet him. And then he went back, he was like, okay. And Jacob was like, okay, cool. We went back, and then for like 2 weeks later, I got an email from Brendan. And I was like, Brendan Fairclough? What the fuck? Like, Jay, John, Jacob gave me your contact, so we would love to go out there and do some riding with my friends. I'm like, what? I like slammed my keyboard and then broke my computer. I was like, whoa. And I remember he mentioned Olly Wilkins and stuff. Like, no way.
So this was like the start. That this was really so at this point you had how many trails?
Oh man, we had at this point maybe about, I don't know, 15.
Yeah, I didn't get to see them all on that trip.
I don't know. I can't remember. You were only out here for like 4. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you love the Madeira ice. Well, you're very confident on the Madeira ice. I could see every trip you come out, you go in front, and it seems like it's dry for you all the time. So, yeah, your trip ended early that time. But yeah, you guys came out for that trip a month later after Jacob, and it was a trip I'll never forget. Like, we're all kind of the same age. I think we got along quite well. Yeah. I was like really like it felt like riding with friends.
Yeah.
And like 12 years later, I kind of look at you like a friend, like something.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, the same, and yeah, it was so cool. Like I was like a bit intimidated. Yeah, I'm riding with Brian, I'm riding with Brendan, I'm riding with Olly, all these big names. You guys was so nice to me. I will never forget.
So fun.
Dude, I will never forget. Like back then, I had like about 2 kits maximum, like olds, like all getting fucked. And every day, Brendan come up to me at the end of every day, give me a new jersey, and like some knee pads. Like I will never forget. Like the trip ended, I went to give you guys all a hug, like sick by the airport. I went back in and there was like Brendan's gloves right on my seat. I was like, fuck, these all this are rad. Oh, whoa, that was like, whoa, so good. Yeah, I'll never forget that. And after that, I mean, history, baby. We've made so many cool like you've been out here filming about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like we've created like 4 corners. We've done some epic edits for focus. It's been unreal.
Brendan's never stopped bringing you as is.
Brendan, I'm stoked. I mean, what do you feel about what we've managed to do yet?
Yeah, I mean, Death Grip 1. Dude, I don't even... Do you remember Death Grip 1 shoot on the golf course? I was actually there. I wasn't in the movie.
Or on the DMR bike, getting all those jumps.
Yeah,
it's taking out blood.
I forget we've had we've had actually quite a few crazy trips. We've had scouting trips.
Yeah. You came out here first scouting for Death Grip with Brendan's dad.
Yeah.
Brendan's dad, yeah.
So when Death Grip 1 came out, or when Brendan first suggested Death Grip 1, it's a big thing, like doing these projects. Obviously, you've done loads of other projects, like there's Semenuk's jerseys on the wall.
Yeah.
Got all of these like amazing different riders that have been out here and filmed and looked up. Like there's Chris Carl going over that thing we rode past the other day. Steve Pete, John Riding. Oh, I love the Josh one in the car.
Yeah.
I remember that. And
Very Duff, Matt Hunter, Luke Bruni for Gamble, Godzick Brothers.
of course. Robodote.
Pilato, Finn, Hill, number 1.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of work, isn't it?
A lot of stories, yeah.
What was the thoughts on Death Grip when Bren first proposed Death Grip, and how does it work when someone proposes that?
Yeah, it was on that trip, I think, right on the first trip. It was like, oh, I've got this movie project. I'm thinking about this movie project, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, Brendan, whatever you need, I'll be happy to help.
Yeah.
Just let me know. And he was he loved them. I think he quite fell in love with the island. That's he really saw the potential. He trusted us, and we just started communicating. We just started telling me what type of terrain he would need, and I started scouting some stuff for him, sending him some pictures, and he came out to check it out with you guys. And eventually he decided what he wanted, what he didn't. And then we started working, getting permissions from forestry, from consuls, from landowners, all that kind of stuff, which is a bit boring, but has to be done.
Wow, you managed to do all of that. And first of all, you managed to find like a grassy field on a cliff top that was going to be a golf course. Like, it's pretty crazy. How'd you go about finding spots for projects like that?
I mean, we're out digging all the time, and we know the island pretty well. And we even like go and Google Earth or whatever, just to try and analyze if there's a ridge here or there with potential. That golf, it was built on what was meant to be a golf course.
It's almost finished, is that right?
Yeah, they never got to finish it. And it was actually Alex, our head trail builder, who lives in that area, in that village. And I was chatting with him, trying to brainstorming. Oh, there's this spot that they stopped building the golf course. Let's go and check it out. Like, whoa. We had another ridge, which was so incredible. And then last minute, one of the landowners didn't sign it. And that was just a week before Brendan came for digging. And I was like, oh my God. But I had this spot already for him, but I thought, well, I'm not sure. I bet he's not going to like it as much. And he was like, John, we can't build it, no way. Damn. Then I showed him the others. I was like, be serious?
But it should have it.
Yeah, because it's just, it is pretty windy out there. You remember, like conditions.
I'll remember, yeah. I just remember we had those like wind socks on. And so who was it? It was Bren, Sam Reynolds, Vink, Nico, Vink, yeah. And it was like trying to work out because we were trying to guinea pig them in order to film, not even just to ride them. And they were quite tech, weren't they? They were
Super
like,
tech.
yeah,
Typical Brandon style.
yeah.
So yeah, it was, man. Yeah, you even backflip that hip on that DMR bike. It was insane. I can't believe it. Yeah,
We should give us the footage for that. It's funny. Yeah, you should do it funny.
it was a dream project. I'm so stoked, and I think I've helped Brendan a lot, and Brendan has helped us a ton as well. Like, helped for our careers. I mean, we've helped each other quite a lot, and it's been great.
What a cool thing to be part of, and it ends up on Netflix.
Yeah,
And it's say, yeah. Try to look at all the pictures. There's so many of these projects now.
Yeah.
I mean, so with a project like that, you still got those jumps in the woods because I rode past the the Tommy G DEATHGRIP 2 ones.
So unfortunately, it's not the priority for us to maintain things like that because most of our guests, like only maybe 2% of our guests can ride that stuff.
Yeah.
And we've already got 200 kilometers of trails to maintain. But so we have kept one of the lines together, the Tommy G line together. Yeah. Made it a bit safer, and it's still rideable. And I mean, even well, if you wanted to spend a couple of days maintaining some of those trails, I mean, we could, and it still work. But
Yeah, weirdly good condition. DEATHGRIP 2 one was super good condition. Bruni's Gamble line as well. That's like been like dulled down and made into just one that you can take.
So good. Yeah. That track was machine built.
Yeah.
For Luke's segment on Gamble movie, and then we did added an upper part and the lower part, a bit more natural. It's part of like the local DH Cups. It's been part of the Enduro World Series. It's a stage of Trans Madeira. It's so cool that actually I love when we can build a track for these projects and then we utilize it. And
mate, that sense, it really strikes me as a little bit of a dream because like as a trail builder, anyone who builds trails, you literally live on Tracy Island. You live on this insane island with the number of features. Just to put it in context, if I found a rock the size of that stool, I would redirect an entire track so that we could go over the rock, so that we could utilize the rock. Or if there was a tree that was like Y-shaped, just the smallest features you lose your mind over. Whereas your hills, you have endless ridges, fingers, gullies, like all of these different like shapes and rocks, trees. And then you've made a business out of it that can take the best riders in the world, literally. They build lines, and then you carry on riding them, and then you change them into guided trails. Like that couldn't be more of a trail builder's dream. It's really unreal, I think.
Big time. I'm stoked, so stoked. And meeting all these people, childhood idols, and working with them, and I mean, creating something that will, I mean, we're building trails is like so good. Like you're getting more people to ride bikes, getting kids with better habits. You bring like people coming to Madeiras, spending money, and then it makes us be able to create more trails, which then they will after I die, they will still be here.
Yeah,
and it will. Well, no one will remember me, but they'll be here, and it will be something that you did something good in life, which is
for sure.
Which is great. I like to live like that. Like I'm here. I'm better do something that will last and stay and be helpful for someone. Yeah, and it's a cool way of like it's something I like doing it, and at the same time, like I'm doing something cool.
Well, you've made it happen. Right, I remember early on, in meeting you, you talked about how it was a dream to hold an EWS.
True, yeah, for sure.
And that ended up happening. How did that come about? Because you're literally a dude on an island.
So So like I said right at the beginning, I've always liked to be around a race organization. One of my business partner, he has an event organizer. His background comes from there, and And then once we got all together, and we were organizing local races, and then EWS started just about a year before. Well, no, actually on the same year that we founded the company. And it was the same kind of riding that they were doing in Madeira. So we're like, whoa, this is great. This would be amazing. And then Jacob, he was like, hey, because Jacob, Sam, Mark, Jacob was shooting the EWS. They were racing the EWS. And they was like, man, you guys should get one out here. It really would work. And I was like, great. Okay, that year, I just emailed Crystal. And you said that we went to bring them over so they could check it out. They said straight away, hey guys, come over to Finale so you can check it out, see what's going on.
To the race.
Yeah.
To the event.
To the event. Right. You said what's going on. We can have a meeting, could get a better notion of what's around an event like this. So we went there. I was like 24 years old, dude.
Yeah.
I was going right in there, having a meeting with the top dogs of the Sharks, you know. And Rob was going with me, but Rob, he's older than me, but Rob doesn't speak much English, so he couldn't help me much. I went there, I was a bit nervous, but I told them what I needed to tell them. I informed them. I guess they noticed that we were keen to do something like that, and we were working hard for it. I took all the information I could there. We took flights, spoke to all the team managers, all the brands out there. We speaking to everyone, trying to put the word out. Came back full of notes, and now I remember coming in the airport. When you come in to Madeira, the first island you see is Mexico. And I was arriving, I was like, "Hey, Ro, does this town remind you of something?" And he's like, "Like Finale, like it's the only place on the island that you can ride down to sea level. It's the only place on the island that brings." You can actually build trails that end at sea level, and then you've got the second biggest city with all the facilities. And I'm like not even landed back after that trip. And I'm like, Rob, it's going to be here, and it happened, and it was there. So we had that meeting late 2014, 2017. We were organizing our first EWS venue.
Wow.
And it was amazing. We wanted, like, it was our first international event. Everyone was here. The whole industry was here. We wanted to show as much as we could of the island. So it was a bit much, I would say. Then we got elected to organize it again in 2019. We learned with some mistakes. And like at the end of the venue of 2019, I won't forget this because Chris looked at me and he said, "Hey, John, this was the most successful venue of the Enduro World Series up to date." And I was like, "Whoa, Chris, right?
That's very cool." Yeah, well,
We've done a good job. Fuck me, it was a dream come true, you know."
So when you said it was a bit much, what was a bit much about it?
Because we wanted to. So the base was
Giant transfers and
no, it wasn't giant transfers, but we put in, because we wanted to show northeast, southeast, which is possible when you're riding from the top of Funchal into Mexico. But like, for example, we added that 8-kilometer descent to the Port of the Cruz, which starts like in the bushes, and then it goes to like a riverbed of mossy rocks, and then into the eucalyptus, and that's like a 5-kilometer descent, super remote, big risk involved, you know. And then fortunately there was only one person injured there, and it wasn't too bad, but it was a bit too much, I would say, for a race like that. You have to think wisely what you like. If a trail is super risky, super hard to race, super slippy, and it's so remote to get people out of there, I mean, it's not a good idea to put it just because you want to show that side of the island, the beauty of that side of the island, which was a big contrast to the rest of the trails. So we just did something. We added like gamble to it on the second venue. On 2019, I had other tracks were closer to the road, but still were spectacular, you know.
What was it? I'm trying to think. I'm not very good at like numbers. I can't think what enduro was like, or what you did. You think? Did you even categorize mountain biking as enduro when you started up Freeride Madeira? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
What is it? Is it enduro what it is, or is it mountain biking, or is it downhill?
Actually, we were. It's weird. I don't know, because maybe it's a bit different because considering you're English,
yeah,
and I'm not English. Like all these all these terms for mountain biking, all these specific categories can be different place to place. You know, we were like, we started riding DH bikes, but we were saying like, we don't want to just ride a track. We want to like several lines and play around. Yeah. Like we would say we like more like free ride style of riding. And then just because the bikes were considered enduro, I mean, yeah, we would have to sell the trips as like enduro trips. If we said it was mountain biking, there would be like, oh, so many other questions. You know, it's a tough one. What I really like about here are the transfers. I was talking with Nick about it. You know, we finish a trail and then we ride along a Levada, and the Levada is so peaceful, so nice, like flat or slightly downhill, obviously, because the short's flat. Yeah. But like as a rider, as a way of getting around the island, it's so nice, and I feel like there's so many of those that a Enduro bike fits perfect. Yes, definitely. Yeah, you're going through like historical places, and you really get to explore the island. You really feel like you're having a great adventure. Yeah, and at the same time, you're going down fast tracks full of features. The other day, you're going down techie, steep stuff, all sorts. Yeah.
Mate, this one is the easiest ad read that we do. We're just going to speak from the heart. WORX have been a sponsor of ours for years, and we've both used the majority of the tools at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, I've really sort of redone my house with WORX tools.
Yeah, I've got a plethora.
I bought in mine.
Show and tell.
This is you what? Sorry, yeah, it's show and tell. Exactly. So this is my Hydra shot, and I bought it in because I wanted to show and tell and talk about the things that I really love about it.
Please,
is that okay?
I'd love for you to do that, please.
So basically, one of the key things beyond the actual function of this, which we'll get into in a second, it's the fact that it's part of the power share system. Now, every single power tool I own, and whether that's garden, home, DIY, my chainsaw, trail building. I've got 2 chainsaws. Ooh. I need to actually keep my voice down, otherwise WORX will hear and they'll stop sending me anything. I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
But this power share, this goes in everything I own. So I can't tell you how easy that makes life. Yeah, I've always got something charged up. I'm not the most dialed with like having a set up charging area. So it's always good to know that you've always got batteries.
Yep, it's true.
Pop it in here in a waterproof case.
Nice. There it is.
And you're off to the races. Now this I use attached to my hose.
Yep.
But previously I've used it with the hose connection that goes into a water source. So you can do it from a bucket or a river. So you can have it in the back of your van.
Yeah.
To clean your bike.
Yeah. Super handy. Portable, of course. Like I've done that before. I've finished a ride. I've been parked near a water source, whether it's a puddle or even actually taking water in
Portaloo.
a 25-litre drum.
I saw Davey once
pressure wash the blue wash down. Yeah, I dipped it into my bucket that I'd taken.
Yeah.
Wash the bike in the back of the van. Dry when you get home. Sometimes I even use my WORX leaf blower.
No, you don't.
To dry a bike.
I don't have a leaf blower.
Gangster.
I'll best get on the emails.
So
I'm going to get a leaf blower on the go.
But yeah, love this brand. Love the tools. Super easy. I mean, the Hydra Shot's become a MTB must, hasn't it?
I mean, it really has.
If you don't own one, you may as well not have a bike.
Yeah, your bike's really going to end up landfill.
Yeah, basically yeah.
This is actually the Nitro version as well. So this is more powerful.
Some extra beans.
It's got this like adjustable head, so you can adjust like the spray. We don't need to tell you what a pressure washer does. This does what a pressure washer does, but I can't tell you how good it is and how easy it's made my life. And I've been using it for so long. This is literally the easiest advert to do.
It's so good.
Before I had a hose fitting on my house.
Yep.
I used to live in a flat.
Yep. I
used to wheel the bikes into the flat. It was so annoying having muddy bikes. It just meant I had a muddy house. I got this. It literally changed my life. I'm not even joking. I could wash my bikes and I didn't have to live in a pigsty. And then I could get a girlfriend.
Dude.
And look at us now.
This jet wash has changed your entire life.
Yeah, it's meant that I can actually have a partner in life. I'm not just on my own with a muddy house.
I mean, what an endorsement.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is mind-blowing.
What's even better than that, so people can get a partner, change their life, and save 15%, How
much?
15%, dude.
I
Say it
mean,
again.
the fact 15%. You're serious? I mean, the fact that they offer this product to general public as something you can just buy is ridiculous enough, and now we're offering it for 15% less.
Mate, you'll never see a single mountain biker again.
I mean, I kind of want to keep it secret a little bit. That's why I was a bit. It's the only downer about doing these ads. I wanted to keep it a bit secret. I don't want everyone to have the secret to my success in life. All right, maybe we're going overboard. We actually, do you know what? It's a product we don't really need to. The Hydra Shot is absolutely unbelievable. And you say we get 15% off. How do we get 15% off?
Head to WORX.com, enter the promo code The Ride Companion. It's on screen right now. The promo code is flashing black and orange. The Ride Companion at WORX.com. Change your life.
The
Clean
Ride
your bike.
Companion at WORX.com.
Yeah, easy as that.
Seems easy.
It's easy.
Change your life too. Thanks, WORX.
Cheers, WORX.
So EWS, one thing I was really super interested in was what sort of investment are we talking to hold an EWS, particularly at the start? Like, how much of a risk did it feel? Did it feel like scary, or because obviously you've got good like relationship with, I guess, the government?
Yeah.
So
It was a bit scary. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it was quite a lot of money to invest in it, but it wasn't the end of the world. And then we were already working closely with like tourism boards, consuls, forestry, and before we went ahead, obviously we had meetings with all of them, and they mentioned they would support us. But we knew that we wouldn't earn money out of it.
Yeah,
for sure, big time. We were into that to like stamp Madeira as a world-class mountain biking destination. That was what we wanted, and it was a big risk because you're in front of the whole industry. You're hosting something. It was like we would build the trails, we would sign the trails, we would have all these meetings, we would coordinate every single thing for that race, you know? And it was all on us. If it went well, great. If it went bad, yeah, it would be a disaster for us. So we just gave it all we had, and fortunately went great. And yeah, we didn't earn money out of it, but yeah, it was still worth it. I'll do it all over again for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I guess it's hard to calculate like what it brings to you as of putting, like you said, putting you on the map as a world-class riding destination.
Yeah.
It really does, don't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, bringing all the top riders to Madeira, you know, and everyone's stoked. You get all these beautiful images. All the media guys are out here doing a great job, and yeah, I mean, everyone is mind blown. You could see all the brands using the iconic Boca do Risco trail photo. Yeah. And then after that, we stopped organizing it. And why? Because started organizing Trans Madeira.
Trans Madeira. What's that like compared to organizing an EWS?
Way more chill, but it's a full year of work.
Is it?
Like, we never stop. One of my business partners, like Antonio, job is just around Trans Madeira, like whole year.
Yeah.
And he's the event manager, and it's great. We decide everything on that event. It's all on us. No one else has to say anything. Obviously, we always hear the feedback of riders, and we're here to make it better every year. But it's just a perfect format to see the whole island on a week of racing. You know, it starts on the east all the way to the west. Brilliant way. I mean, the feedback. I mean, we've been selling the event in 24 hours for both editions. That's a total of 280 riders. Like each edition has about 25 to 28 nationalities worldwide, and we have a waiting list. So it means we're doing something good, I guess. And yeah, I mean, we always search to do better. And so Philippe and Rob, my business partners, they've done nearly every single multi-day event in the world, from like Tasmania, New Zealand, BC,
Yeah.
all sorts, Chile, Peru, and they come back and they're like, "Whoa, guys, yeah, we're doing a good job. It's good." We obviously, everyone does something different, which is cool, and each race has its own concept. And yeah, we try to deliver the best experience that riders can have. It's been great. This year we're adding another day, even more.
More rider, you would love it. Why you would love it? Three. So there's, but the good thing is that we were adding another island just to make it even harder to.
You're doing it. Where's the? It's not even on this map.
Not on the start.
You're gonna have to bot by.
Yeah, it's a 2.5-hour ferry boat trip northeast of Madeira to Port Santo Island.
I've never been there.
I mean, we've been building trails from scratch there for the event, and I can tell you they're looking insane. I cannot wait. So it's going to be a hell of a headache to organize this all. Like get all the vehicles, all the riders there, all the staff, like people, on that ferry boat. But we're working hard to make it as smooth as possible for everyone, and it's going to be a great adventure. Can't wait to you guys to see the footage of the edition in May.
Mate, I'm well interested. I can't picture what it's like. So it's off the, where did you say?
Northeast of Madeira. It's a small, it's more like,
We saw it from up here.
it's way smaller than Madeira. It's like for the locals in Madeira, it's like our little paradise in the summer, because here we've got more like pebble beaches, and here and there we've got a dark sand beach. But there you've got like a 9-kilometer golden thin sand beach, crystal clear waters. The north it's a bit more steep, and you've got these tide pools. So when the tide goes down, it forms like these insane pools, and we've got a few peaks up to 500 meters, and it's all in the open. And some of them take you all the way down to the coast to the sea level. It's like just an open canvas. There's not much vegetation. You kind of can just do what you want.
So to someone listening who's not done Trans Madeira, not aware of a trans race,
it's mainly about the endurance, I would say. If you're not fit, you will suffer. You will suffer that big time. You have to train on the road bike. You have to be going to the gym if you want to. Because every day is at least 1,000 high meters of climbing, and then you've got 5 to 7 stages, down stages a day. Some of them are like 5 kilometers long descents. And if you're going against the clock, it's gonna beat you up. Big time. And the longest day is about 1,700 meters. 1,700 meters. That was the climbing. The hiker bike day. So it is tough. It's super rewarding. I mean, I'm always scared of you every year, because I'm like, I know it's giant, and I'm always worried of what people will think, but like, it's insane. It's so gratifying, the feedback of people at the end of the event. They're like, the best week of riding in my life. Thank you, John. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Philippe. It's been like, I want to do it again. I'm going to recommend it to everyone. But obviously, you have to train for it. You have to know what you're getting into.
So the idea is that you do these sort of endurance days, lots of different multi-stages, and then you ride to where you're going to be staying. All of your bags are moved there.
Yeah, exactly.
You stay in the tents, and then you move on to the next, wherever it is. So you end up really covering.
You're camping most of the days. You're camping on the beach, right on the coast. You wake up, you've got the ocean in front of you. We've got our catering, our kitchen team. I mean, which is actually, the staff's like all like a little family. We're all friends and family. And we give you like all the typical dishes. You get to experience all the typical food, and it goes super smooth. Like your tent just appears the next day on somewhere else, and you end the ride there. You get to ride some trails that we only get permissions to ride for the event. You get to go on other trails that are a bit more like to traverse and so on, that take you to beautiful places that you wouldn't see if you're coming here just for shuttling, So it's the ultimate way to
And you're about to do it, so you're gonna ride down to a port, get on ferry, stay
in Port Center overnight, wake up there, and go start riding right off the hotel to the trails.
How many stages?
4 stages spread around the 4 corners of the island, and you'll be ending at the beach, Golden Sand Beach, for a party and dinner. It's gonna be cool.
Oh, mate, amazing. Let's go to an ad break.
Look at that. My beautiful Focus Jam with a custom paint job. I know what you're thinking. Ollie, please don't climb to the top of a hill through rain, mud and sand, and then rattle down that hill through rocks, twigs, and more mud and sand. And please don't finish it all off with a tight corner in the back of a van. Don't worry though. This bike is protected by the very best. It's protected by Invisiframe PPF. It keeps that beautiful paint job safe and sound. Plus, if there are any scratches, they heal with the help of a hairdryer or even the sun itself. Invisiframe. Head to the website now at invisiframe.co.uk and enter our code THERIDECOMPANION, all lowercase, for 15% off your order. Thanks, Invisiframe. And now, back to the show.
That sound posh enough? We're on. What an amazing break that was as well, wasn't it? That one was good.
I guess so.
Imagine there's an ad for a different company.
Oh boy.
That'll be.
Yeah.
I thought I'd throw you off.
Well,
Right, you're back.
give me a good subject actually.
Yeah, go on, why?
Right. Oh well. So
No one digs. Yeah, exactly. Literally easy. Like, yeah. Kind of, yeah.
yeah, it's just. I mean, it's. But I mean, what we're doing, even like back when we organized Enduro World Series 2019, they put up this great video which identifies destinations worldwide that have unique trail development methods and maintenance.
Oh, yeah.
And so Madeira was one, Tasmania was one, Whistler was one, Fernandes was one. And so Madeira, why is it unique? Because it's one small company that has built all these trails and maintained them and made Madeira what it is. Funded by what we earn from our guiding service and events. And then, yeah, it's, I mean, you just have to live with it. I mean, there's definitely way more companies now than when we started. I mean, now we were the first, and now there's like another 10. And then there's just people that eventually actually started riding once we've built many of these tracks and enable them to ride trails that are suitable for their skill level. So right, they don't know what trail building is. So they didn't have to trail build to start riding. These trails already existed, and eventually you start riding, you start chatting to people, start looking at free riding they're doing. You think, oh, that seems like easy money. You just get a van, a kid that speaks English, get a Facebook page and a website, and send tourists down the hill. Easy? No, it's not easy. I mean, we invest. Our first employee, straight one, since we funded the company, we weren't earning money, but our first employee was a trail builder. I said this to other companies. Hey guys, you working in a company? Cool, awesome. Like Madeira's for everyone, but let's work together on the trails at least. Get a trail builder. If you can't get a trail builder, at least come and help us out once here and then. Or do you want to give us some money to help out with tools, of petrol? Like we've got a van going out doing kilometers and kilometers. Yeah. And people don't understand that. They're like, oh no, I'm first going to do some money and then eventually I'll get trail builder. Well, when we started, there was no one knew about Madeira.
Yeah.
So we had to invest in all the marketing. We had to invest on trail builder because if we wanted the people to come, we had to have the trails. But people don't understand this, which is a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
And then they don't have the same. They don't spend 100,000 dirhams on trails a year, which is what we do. I would love to have that money in my pocket.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't care. Yeah, Ferrari.
Now you got Ferrari trails, but I get what you know.
It is frustrating people don't understand, and sometimes like they go trail building maybe 10, 20 times a year.
Yeah.
And eventually there's one or another company that does is a bit more helpful than some that even do absolutely nothing. But like we do it Monday to Friday all year round, 8 hours a day. Some of them go like 10 times or 20 times a year, like for a couple of hours. It's nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So it might as well But if you're profiting out of it, at least like give us a donation or something. You know, that's how I would. If I was going to go to the Surrey Hills now and I wanted to have a free ride Surrey Hills, I would go there and I would want to know who were the big dogs, who was building, and I wanted to chat with them and see what they thought about my idea. And I would directly say, hey guys, I'm going to give you guys money. I'm going to be out here digging with you because like it's where you guys grew up. You built this thing. It's no because of you, you know. And if it was alright and I was welcome, then I would invest. If you guys were like, no way, then I wouldn't want to have the company around something like that.
Yeah. So what do you think it is that it's a misunderstanding? Because I wouldn't have said this only happens on this island. I'd say like,
No,
what's happened in mountain biking where?
I think people just don't understand. They take it for granted. Like I had to build my first trail to ride my bike near home in this bit of land closer, and some people, they don't understand what it takes. They don't know what it is even to be a week out digging every day. They go it's sun shining, it's a nice day, and they have nothing to do, and they go out eventually build, you know.
Yeah.
So and sometimes I guess people are a bit also how'd you call it? They're a bit arrogant or something. They don't want to.
Entitled.
I don't know. They do. It's hard for them to come and join us. I think they find it hard to come. They want to do it their way or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. I don't know, because we've shown that we're open to work with everyone.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to come out and dig with us, everyone's welcome. You know. And we're happy to, because you're not born like an engineer, so you're not born knowing how to dig, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go out by yourself and you don't have the experience we do. Obviously, I'm not saying you, Ollie, because I know you do a lot, but you know what I mean. And you're out by yourself and you're causing more damage than actually, because some of the trails, we built the trail, it takes years to make it that way so it's sustainable, you know. It's got limited resources. We can't just build trails straight down the hill where there's a lot of erosion. Then eventually someone wants to organize a race down there, and they just build different lines around it. And suddenly there's like 3 different lines around the track that took us years to make it in a way that it's more sustainable. It's, you know, and anyway, it's
I think it's a tough one. Problem that everyone has. There's never. I don't know what the answer is though.
I don't know. I think we should work together to make it a better sport, though. That's what it is. And I'm grateful for everyone that tries to go out there in Madeira and help, but I think it could be way better. I mean, it's not cool that we invest all this money and all this time for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people profiting out of it. You know, they barely invest, and plus all the marketing that we invest on as well. It is what it is, and I just want to sleep well at night and do my job. I don't even care anymore what people are doing. It's on their hands, you know. I don't want to think about it. I don't really want to think about it at all.
It is funny though, isn't it? I haven't worked out a way of like even talk about it. You sound like you're moaning. I just don't know. I wish it was like, widely seen is cool, because like honestly, it's like so enriching to actually.
It is
do, because then the world is more exciting. There's like stuff that you can make, and then you have new stuff to ride the whole time. It's not like you're just doing the same old thing over and over, which I also enjoy. But like, it just makes it a lot more fun, doesn't it?
Well, if everyone was work together, would make it better for sure. I mean, it's not easy to be a trail buff, man. Like, we build all these trails by hand. Like, you can't doing this just for a full week for someone that's not used to dig like we do. We go over 3 kilometers of trail sometimes in a day. Eventually, we will only go 100 in a day, or even 10 meters or 20 meters in the day, depending on how rocky it is, how steep it is, or whatever. But as you get to the end of the week and you need a massage, you're ruined. Like, at the end of a month, you're like, whoa, my back's gone. And doing this as a full-time job, Alex doing it for 12 years now.
Big up Alex.
So you got,
but he's got a firm handshake. But yeah,
No, that's the best. He should be here saying hi.
Yeah, you should. I'm sorry we don't have more time. It's a bit of a pirate episode. This one is. It's a bit like last minute. That's it. But it's cool. Yeah, man. It's well good to talk to you about it all.
Yeah.
Go on. You were going to talk about some life lesson when we were talking in the break. You were going to talk about them. I was going to get away with it. I want to hear it.
What was it? What were we talking about? I can't remember.
Oh, dude. See, as soon as the camera turns off.
It's about like all these movie projects and funny stories.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot on the walls. I was trying to find a cool way of doing like a really cool like segment, but you've just done it.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's that interesting, but I did have a situation when it was Semenuk coming to Madeira. So
That's quite intimidating.
yeah, I emailed him saying, "Hey, dude, if you ever want to come to Madeira, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you. If you've got any movie project in mind, let us know. We would be keen to help you out." And eventually, he sent me an email, last minute email, saying, "Hey, John, I'm in Lisbon shooting this project, and I've got a couple of days to film in Madeira with you. And I'll have to be there in like 2 or 3 days." And I had booked a holiday with my girlfriend back then. And I was like, oh my God. I can't say, I can't say no to this dude. I mean, for me, it was like, he's probably the best mountain biker that I've ever seen on a bike. Like, he's insane. He's for me. And
How'd you go about this?
when I was like, oh man, what do I do now? And my girlfriend back then, she had already flew over to Germany because her parents were living there, and she was already there waiting for me. Like, right, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to do this project. There's no other way around. I'm gonna have to. Sorry, I just called her saying, "Hey, sorry, but I've got this athlete that he's like one best mountain biker ever, and I can't say no to him. I can't say no to this."
I'd love to hear the conversation.
I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. I can't remember exactly.
Seminar.
And then
Did you send the links to videos?
I can't remember exactly what. But she's like, okay, whatever.
Rampage.
Yeah, so yeah, we did that edit. He came over, we were throughput, it was awesome. I got to ride with him a tiny bit. I was digging with him a section on that red dirt on the Far East. It was incredible because I remember digging with him. And he was like, yeah, let's build this lip here. I'm gonna jump to there, I'm gonna do this and that. And I was like, I didn't want to sound like I didn't know what he was saying, so I just shut the hell up. And I was digging this slip for like an hour, and I did not understand where he wanted to jump to. That's how crazy. Yeah, let's do it. Like, oh yeah, mate. Yeah. So we're doing it, and then we finish it, and he does the whole line, and I was like, whoa. Like, you've been on top of that lip, because I saw you shoot there, and I've been there on top of that lip with many other riders, and I've seen many other riders do that line, and everyone goes around the lip because that lip doesn't. It's a perfect lip, but it just jumps into like nowhere. Like, it seems like there's no landing there. So it was. Yeah, he's so creative, such unique rider. But anyway, what happened after that? She's like, "Hey, John, we can't keep going like this. You're."
No, because if that means I laugh, I don't know. You should. So Semenuk got you dumped.
Got redumped, eh? So I was so busy back then. Like, it was the Enduro World Series that year. I mean, it's my career, and I would do it all over again. But it was really bad for me back then. Like, we broke up, and I started questioning everything I was doing. Which got me burnt out. I was like, man, I've got everything I've ever wanted, but now I've lost something really special, And it was like, oh, fuck. And then, well, fast forward, I would do it all over again.
Yeah.
It was the best decision I've ever done.
Have you ever told Brandon that? Have you ever messaged him?
No.
I got dumped because you say you should.
Let me do it. Send him an email. Your fault.
She was the one that got away. Your fault.
No, it was, that's kind of the only funny story I can remember right now. But yeah, that was interesting.
So we're here right now in Funchal at your HQ. This is the same one you've had for a long time, right?
Yeah, basically the one and only. We had one before right at the start of doing for a couple of months. So yeah, it's a small shop, really well located on the coast. We've got bike watch at the back, in between these banana plantations, pretty exotic looking. Takes 4 bikes at once. We've got all the bikes here stashed on the little warehouse, let's say. Over 60 rentals we have now from the 6 we had back when we started. About 60 bikes now, all sorts, from road bikes, e-bikes, or like trail bikes. Yeah, got them all.
And how many people do you bring to the island a year?
About 12,000. About 12,000 people.
12,000 people.
Yeah, mainly from the UK, then German-speaking countries, and the North American market's growing a lot.
So it's turned out to not be such a stupid idea. Like when you think about it all those years ago.
And it feels sometimes so overwhelming because it feels like 4 companies in one.
Yeah.
Like because you've got all the bike holiday organization, like guiding service, the rentals, and then you've got like the event organization. We've got the trail building. It's just another company. Like, and then we've got so many shoots and help produce so many videos. It's like it nearly needs one person just taking care of that, you know. So it's crazy. I mean, it's cool that we all the founders all found each other somehow, because I mean, by ourselves, if it was on a single founder, I think this company would never be what it is today, you know. Each one has its own talent, I would say, and does quite well, and that's how it works. Because yeah, it's a lot going on.
How did you all meet?
Riding bikes on the island, yeah.
There you go. Makes sense.
Yeah. It's good. Been good. It's been a dream. Yeah, blessed. I'm stoked.
I'm asking because I'm genuinely intrigued, because it just seems so much like the dream. What's a day in the life of John Fernandes? What do you do?
It depends. It depends. I can either be guiding, flowy, I can either be trail building.
Can you just pick and choose?
Kind of. There's some weeks where there's specific routes which I like to guide. Like I coordinate a lot of the marketing on whereby I'm communicating with all the brands and athletes and film projects and whatever happens on the company. So whenever there's those people coming out, I like to guide them, because also I'm the one that communicates with them the most. And then trail building has always been something that I've loved. I haven't been doing it too much lately. So then emails, guiding. It's good, not bad.
Seems the dream.
And a bit of surfing on my time off. Get into a different element, so you can keep it fresh when I'm guiding, you know. Kind of the worst thing is like not being excited when you're riding a bike and you're taking people on the holiday trip.
Yeah, true. It feels quite it's quite bike heavy alive.
Yeah, they ton. I mean, the guys nowadays, I don't guide like that. I'm guiding like eight times a month, more or less. Like, but first 6 years I was guiding like 25 plus days a month.
Yeah,
and that's like a whole day of riding. You're riding at least 4 or 5 hours. I think not even a pro rides that much in a month, you know.
no, it's insane. Yeah,
It's
an awful lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of riding, so you have to keep it fresh. No, it's just like you're taking person for a whole week of riding. It's not just like you have to communicate with them, you have to instruct them, you have to also, well, I don't need to instruct you. It's like, right,
You do.
friends, but hey. And yeah, I learned a lot with you. I just want you to go in front and see and get inspired. You know, it's so cool. But yeah, I mean, we're here to help people have a good time, we have to have them safe, and yeah, it takes a lot. Sometimes you feel like you've got a radio inside your head, and you always kind of say it. We've got a record, and you're always saying the same thing. Sometimes when it gets to that point,
Oh yeah, I bet. Oh yeah, no, I'd actually.
it starts becoming dangerous. Means you need a holiday or something, you know. Yeah, but yeah, it's good. Like I'm cool with the spot we're at the moment, and I just hope it gets better because I see a lot of potential to make it even better and better. I mean, all the trails that we've got are built by hand. They're spread across the whole line. You can go in proper adventure, but we don't have proper jump lines, like proper jump trails, like bike park trails. We do have some enduro lines, but we don't have that. We don't have green trails for families to go along. So like that takes ages to build. Needs to digger, need to take every single rock and route out of the hill. So there's a lot to improve. We're improving every year. We've even been building recently like uphill trails for e-bikes, which are pretty fun. I even have more fun going uphill than downhill than ever before. So yeah, I think it's getting better every year. So good.
Oh, mate, well, you should be so pumped. It's going from strength to strength, from my perspective anyway, from going back. Thanks so much for taking the time to sit down.
I'm so
much appreciated.
You dude.
No, not at all. We'll do a proper one in studio next time you're over.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm stoked. Yeah, thank you so much for everything, Ollie.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Imagine what we'll be like in 20 years' time.
Oh, we'll be so old. Yeah, we'll be so old.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What will we doing 20 years' time to go? Still riding bikes down Madeira Ice. Madeira. I mean, that's down Madeira Ice. Like 30 years' time.
So good. Right, where do people go to book their holidays? I'm going to make it into a bit of an advert because you won't want to do it. But where's people going?
We've got a booking manager, like all day long here. They're super efficient, some with the email. So info@freeridemadeira.com. Send us an email, and Eva, our booking manager, will be kind to help you with everything you need and make your booking super easy.
Hell yeah. Big thanks, John. Big thanks for your over here. Big love. You the man. Thank you.
Mate, what an episode.
Brilliant. I thought you were really great, Davey.
Mate, and I thought you were even better.
Thanks, dude.
Better than normal.
Oh, cheers.
Hey, how about we tell our lovely podcast community to hit subscribe here.
Yeah.
Click on the video on Ollie's face.
That's right.
Click on the video on my face.
Yeah.
And follow us at The Ride Companion on Instagram.
They can like and comment as well.
Please do.
I'm going to try and get this energy and I'm going to bring it into next week.
Let's fast forward to next week's episode.
Done.